I think Orpheus and Eurydice. Sad, but classic. And has a lot of interesting variations between retellings. This is the Don't Look backstory, right? So, the story we get told in schools is that Aphrodite, goddess of love, was born from sea foam. But that's the sanitized children's version. In the original myth, when Uranus was overthrown, he was castrated, and the semen that fell from his newly separated sac mixed with ocean water and created Aphrodite. This reasoned the ancient Greeks is why love is such a primal, powerful force. It is governed not by a god at all, but by the youngest titan. Do you mean the oldest titan? Uranus was the father of the godly bloodline. I'm obsessed with the story of Hades and Persephone. I don't know a ton about the story, but I do know that it's the subject of this incredible sculpture. https://n.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/the_ape_of_Proserpina by Bernini. The detail is flabbergasting. Apollo and Hyacinthus, wholesome gay story. Apollo falls in love with Hyacinthus and they play a cute little game of discus whereupon, minus 2000 years old spoilers, Apollo accidentally lops his head off with it. Tragic and but hikey hilarious. His blood seeps into the ground and beautiful flowers bloom from the earth. Hyacinths. Adorable. Henceforth came my Reddit name lol. Was hoping I'd see this here somewhere. There's so much I love about the Greek pantheon and mythology, but my favorite might have to be about a particular kingdom involved in the Trojan War. King Agamemnon, Queen Clytemnestra, Orestes and Iphigenia. Agamemnon sacrificed Iphigenia to Poseidon for good winds and safe travels to Troy. Clytemnestra waited for her husband and king to return after the falling of Troy and slew him in his bath for killing her daughter. Orestes, though he agreed with his mother, was forced to kill his mother for killing his father. For killing his mother, Orestes was condemned to be tortured by the Harpies until another god intervened on his behalf. I love their names. I love their resolve and patience. Especially when it's suggested that Iphigenia didn't even die. Artemis is thought to have claimed her and taken her to a far-off land away from her father. Artemis myths were always pretty safe and sounded free. All she wanted was to run around with her nymphs and hunt. She once turned a guy into a deer because he saw her bathing in a river. He was eaten by his own dogs. I've always loved the story of Arachne. Yeah, for a goddess of wisdom, Athena was kind of a asshole. Achilles and Patroclus. Just finished Song of Achilles, and I really loved it. It's been a long time since a book made me weep like that. I'm reading Madeline Miller's second book, *CIRCE* right now. It's about the mythology and witchcraft surrounding the goddess Circe. So a good chunk of the Odyssey from her point of view. It's very good so far. I love Cupid and Psyche. It's just amazing and heartwarming. Haha, I didn't see your comment. Though when I read it, it was Eris and Psyche. But agreed, this is my favorite. I read a great analysis of Medusa, that after she was raped by Poseidon in Athena's temple, Athena made her into a gorgon, not out of anger, but to give her a way to protect herself. Medusa was raped for her beauty, then hunted for her ugliness. Her story itself is tragic, and it's one of the harder ones to reclaim. There's this contemporary statue of Medusa holding the head of Perseus that I've always enjoyed. https://www.artnews.com/artnews/news/Medusa Mitu Sculpture Luciano Garbati Controversy 1,234,573,326/amp/. That's actually the Roman telling of the tale, not the Greek one. In the Greek version, Poseidon had an affair with Medusa in Athena's sacred temple to spite her, and it worked cause Athena got super angry at them and punished Medusa by turning her into the ugliest of the Gorgon sisters. She was born mortal, while her sisters were born Gorgon. Also, Athena helped Perseus kill Medusa. You are correct for the Roman version though, even though it was made by a Roman poet guy lol, but since this is for Greek mythology you're a bit wrong. Procnon Philomela's Revenge on Tereus, https://web.colby.edu/Ovid censorship in Ovid's myths /Philomela Ovid silencing censorship / beware, it's pretty gruesome. When I was a kid, I had this book of Greek myths and was obsessed with the story of Psyche and Eris. I have no idea why I loved it so much. Maybe because a woman was the kind of hero? Even though she did get help with her trials, which was a little annoying. But she only got the help because she was a good person. Also, I remember there was a line at the end that said something about Psyche and Eris getting back together, represented union of the mind and heart for humanity. IDK if I'd call it my favorite, but the story of Oedipus is just a tragic fucking bummer and it's probably the one I think about the most. Of course the whole Oedipus complex thing has misconstrued what the story is about, though. I don't know if I can call it my favorite, because it has a really sad ending, but I always look fondly at Hector and Andromache. They seem to genuinely love each other. Also, the story of Alcestis, and Eris and Psyche. And lastly, she doesn't have a lot of myths, but I really like Hestia. Some people almost forget she exists, or they feel her job is unglamorous, or uninteresting compared to Artemis or Athena, but I think Romans saw how essential she was, and they were really right to respect her very highly as Vesta, not only the goddess of each individual home but also of the whole Roman state. Eris and Psyche. The Minotaur was the first one that popped into mind. Or Icarus. Ooh, Icarus is a good one. That might be my favorite. I love the origin story of Hermes. Dude is hilarious. Pandora's Box. It's a beautiful story on how hope came into the world, even though Pandora accidentally unleashed all the evil to the world, but lol. Pandora's Box is such an interesting one too. Hope was the only thing that could not escape. When the hunter sees Artemis naked, she turns him into a deer and his hunting dogs tear him to shreds. There's a painting of that one, haha. I've always been drawn to Persephone and Hades. I don't know if it's the story so much as I feel like I identify with Persephone for some reason. Also obsessed with Lore Olympus, which puts a spin on the Persephone/Hades story. The story of Cassandra. Narcissus. The water was right there, bro. Right there. I really live the different tellings of Medea. I like how some plays and interpretations depict her as more than just a crazy sorceress who kills her kids. In university, I did a few analysis on her, and, as a big RPG nerd, based a few characters on her too. I love the one of Daedalus. Just his whole life. He really went through it. Arachne and Athena in the weave-off are tied with Hephaestus catching Aphrodite and Ares in the net. Don't you just hate it when your brother catches you cheating on him with your other brother? Medusa's story. Artemis and the peeping Tom she hunted down and killed. I love the story of Atlas. My late dog was named Atlas, and he was the best boy, so I think it heightens my attraction to the mythology. There's something preposterous and fascinating about literally carrying the world. Leucothea. She's one of the few humans to turn into a goddess, but she becomes a sea goddess when her murderous husband forces her and her baby off a cliff to escape him. The sea gods catch her and make her one of them, and her baby turns into a merman. After that she helps people lost at sea and rescued Odysseus in a storm. There's also the story of Glaucus, Circe and Scylla I always found a bit funny too. Iliad or Odyssey, definitely. Those are epic poems. As a Greek who was taught mythology in school, this thread has given me cancer. Perseus and Medusa. Paris and Helen. I used to love the Amazons. I mean, I still do, but less so, since reading a bit more about what happened to Penthesilea. Ugh.